Welcome to 600 Seconds. Here's Mark Davis with tonight's story.
Legendary filmmaker Marty Morty abandons his career in filmmaking to pursue a career in rapping. We got a chance to sit down with him and a couple of his friends. So, what made you want to make the switch from filmmaking to rapping?
You know, Mark, there comes a point in everyone's lives where Jesus takes your hand, looks you in the mouth, and tells you, no, not for you. That happened to me.
I've had many conversations with other artists, such as Snoop Dogg and Marky Mark of the Funky Bunch, and all of their messages have been different, so I wanted to know what exactly Marty wanted to talk about.
Really, what I want to focus on is hope and not slavery.
Now, when you say not slavery, just explain that a bit. I'm a little thrown by that response.
Nowadays, a lot of artists and rappers and Rihanna. Now, is Rihanna a genre or a person?
I believe she's an artist, yeah.
Okay, never mind. I thought that it was a genre. So maybe R&B artists, that's what it is.
Yeah, that is
a
a
lot
genre.
of R&B artists are focusing on slavery, and they're really pushing for slavery. And slavery is a cruel thing that should not be in music.
So, anti-slavery, or not slavery, as you called it, is a very striking message, but how do you think you're going to be able to convey it through your music?
Yeah, you know, what I plan to do is to start each track with me yelling, slavery no, slavery no. And then I think that the people will interpret that as not slavery.
I got a chance to sit down with Marty's agent, and I got a really weird vibe from this guy, very negative.
How do you look at Marty's change from filmmaking to rapping from a business perspective?
From a business perspective, I can tell you that it's probably this is the worst thing he could do with his career. Now, granted, it's not the craziest idea he's ever had, but it is, business-wise, a terrible, terrible decision.
Though Marty's date of birth is unknown, over the years he has cemented his place as a legend of cinema. He has befriended countless high-profile actors and directors, won 88 Academy Awards, and has become an icon of the public. Needless to say, he's had a lot of experiences, although none in the music industry. I asked him how he was going to deal with that.
You know, Mark, just because I don't have experience doesn't mean I don't have experience. Because before we are placed onto this earth, God takes our heart, plucks away pieces of it, and fills it with experience in all fields. And it starts to beat. Whoomp, 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 whoomp. And he puts the heart back into the gentle baby's chest. Once he does that, you have experience everywhere. You may have experience and fecal studies, and you may not even know it.
Vital to anyone's career in the music industry are their producers, so I sat down with Marty to find out about his.
Now, I support your image and I support your work, but you're going to have to contact producers or people in the field to help you.
Mark, your doubt in me breaks my heart and brings it to a weeping stage. However, I have contacted two producers. When I was in Switzerland with my daughter, we were walking through our hotel barefoot, and along we came to these two Swiss, young, handsome gentlemen who I knew were music producers. And I said, why don't you fly back to the States with me via Hawk, and we can hop into the studio and lay some hot tracks down.
I actually got a chance to sit down with the twin producers, and they're here in the studio right now.
Now, Yavis and Avis?
No, this is Avis, and this is Yavis.
Well, anyways,
Don't speak directly to them. They don't speak a word of English.
Actually, yeah, we do speak perfect English. I was actually born in the United States.
See, can't understand a word he's saying.
We're from Vermont, actually.
How do you work with two people who don't speak the same language as you?
It's an interesting struggle because obviously we can't communicate through the spoken word. So what we usually do is speak through music. For example, ready, boys? Sing like angels.
Wow, that is very interesting. Music is the universal language.
That is very true. And here's another example. Boys, would you like a glass of dirty drinking water? They can't get the note, which means that they don't want it, which is shameful.
Why would that be shameful?
Well, if the Africans drink it, why shouldn't I have to?
I sat down with Marty's best friend Jerry Schultzman of 40 years to get a more personal take on Marty's background.
Me and Marty, we're best friends, but not really anymore. We're kind of like ex-friends. Not like the X-Men, like Wolverine, but like ex-friends. We're not friends anymore.
What happened?
I've known Marty for 40 years, okay? 40 years. I spoke to the man every day on the telephone, right? Every day. And he says, Jerry, why don't you stop by tomorrow? So, you know, I'm thrilled. What a privilege to see Marty, my friend. You know, I miss the man. I miss his touch on my hand. And so I come by. I say, Marty, what's going on, man? What's going on with the films? What are you doing? What are you cooking up? Because he's always cooking up something, that Marty. Marty's he's a creative man. And he goes, Jerry, I'm going to be a rapper. And I said, Marty, what are you talking, man? What are you talking? I mean, unfortunately, that is when the camera crews showed up, and they saw the encounter that took place outside. I hope you don't show that on here.
Oh, I don't think we will.
A rapper, Marty? A rapper?
Jerry?
What?
You have to respect my decision. I'm going, and I am going away from here.
Where are you gonna go, Marty?
As far away as I can get.
Marty, listen to me, Marty. You can't just walk away from being the best film producer of all time, Marty.
Marty is an enigma.
It's very eccentric.
He's an artist. He likes art to be new and only of his eyes. And my daughter.
Okay, well, let's move on. Have you gotten a chance to hear any of the album or any of the music?
Oh, yes.
Can I hear that back? It's your boy Marty, rapping about some different stuff. Marty, the most important thing.
Are you hearing this?
Daughter. She's beautiful.
I don't think you are, because you're not vomiting.
Anti-slavery kind of music. I don't know why you'd say that. These beats are what are changing me. Sorry, Jerry.
Now, overall, what do you think that this career move is going to do for Marty?
The idea that he typed out to me, he handed to me, he and his daughter are going to move out to a cavern underneath Mount Everest, where the two of them are going to develop their own language.
How long does he plan to stay in that cavern for?
I don't know, maybe a year, 2 years, I don't know.
That can't possibly be enough time to develop a new language.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not. I don't think he's actually going to do that. I think it's just a rambling dream he had.
Well, let's not be crass.
You people are being f***ing ridiculous. I'm trying to expose this man. He's a crazy person. He and his psycho friend with the eyebrows, they've driven me crazy for 4 years. I can't do this anymore.
You're gonna have to calm down.
You're gonna have to I'm not doing this goddamn interview. Get this wire out of the way. I'm done with this.
I told you I had a bad vibe about that guy. Now back to Jerry, who is clearly a very broken man.
Do you think you'll ever be able to forgive Marty?
You know, Mark, I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I plan on living for a very long time. And I hope in that time that I can find it in my heart to forgive Marty, but it's in pieces, you know. So maybe in 10, 20 years, me and Marty can patch things up. And we'll go grab an ice cream cone or something. But I don't know right now. And that's all I can hope for. I'm gonna miss my friend for a little while.
It's very sad to say and to hear.
Yeah.
But I have hope.
Yeah, you think we can maybe fix things?
These things have a way of working themselves out.
You think maybe me and you could stay in touch, be friends?
Yeah, you have my number there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm sure the studio could work something together.
that'd be great, Mark. That'd be so great. Because me and Marty, we're not gonna be talking, and I need that. I need that somebody.
Talking with Marty has been out of this world, and he has really high hopes for the album.
I'm hoping that it can connect with at least 8 people. Because if you can change 8 people's lives, you can change 16. You can change 32. You can change 64. It's all about the power of 8. If you can change 8 people's lives, you can change as many as you want. And I hope that I can win 8 Grammys this year.
Well, I hope for your success. I'm sure everyone here in the studio does as well. All of our viewers are very excited to see what you're going to come out with.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you for having me. I don't shake, I kiss. And thanks for coming in. And thanks for having me, especially.
You came in.
Yeah, details, you know. It's all about experience. Everyone's sharing a house and a studio. I think of it like that.
Well, the proof is in the pudding. Wonderful. Well, good night, America, and to our friends in France, adieu.
Three Amigos. Comedy.